Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is Time FK7, and today we're going to be changing out the taillights on the Type R. This will also work on the FK7. Let's go. This is your stock taillight. It's like a crab claw design. It gets fairly bright at night, even with the stock bulbs on. Now, I equipped the Sport with all LASFIT LEDs, so it's going to be a lot brighter, especially at night, especially the reverse lights, which I really like, and I highly suggest getting it. If you're interested in the LASFIT bulbs, make sure you use my code CTFK7 for 10% off. It is currently the 27th. If you want 15% off, use my code CTFK715. That's only valid until August 31st. But yeah, this is your basic stock taillights, and today's video we're going to be changing out the taillight on your 10th gen Honda Civic hatchback. Now, the process on installing the taillights will be the same for the FK7 because they're literally just the same taillight, same design, same wire locations, and as you can see, this is the taillight that I went with. This is the Ultimate Motorsports V2 taillight. It's a high rev V2, I believe. You can either get the clear ones or the smoked ones. I got the smoked ones, which I personally think looks really nice. The only thing I need to do really is probably tint that little red reflector down there. That way, you know, the taillights can match with it. But yeah, stock versus aftermarket. Starting off with a quick unboxing. So you get a box with the Ultimate Motorsports logo on it, and when we open the box, we're gonna see the taillight pieces. This is the small piece that's like separate from the main taillight. So this is what it looks like. And obviously I got the smoked one, so this is what it's gonna look like on the car. Now, this is plug and play. All you gotta do is just plug this into the existing plug. And then this, I'm not sure what this is, but this might connect to the main tail light itself. And for some reason we have a on and off switch. Let me just turn this on so that we'll remember to, you know, so we won't forget to turn it on later. This looks like some wire connectors. Open this up right here. These are the main tail lights, and as you just saw, this is packaged neatly. This, I believe, goes on the left side, and as you can see, I got the smoked ones. Oops, I almost dropped it. As you can see, I got the smoked ones, so that it'll match my black and blue theme that I have going on in the car. This is nice. Better put the plastic wrap back on before I scratch it. This is what the back looks like. So there's a couple of wires. All right. Now, basically all of these connect to the pre-existing plugs, like I mentioned earlier. And this looks like it connects to these long wires right here, so that these can communicate with each other, because this, I believe this does have a sequential function. It has a good weight to it, and it looks pretty solid, to be honest. No instruction book included, but yeah, let's get to it. I'm probably just gonna wing this, see if an average person like me can figure this out, because if I can figure it out, then you can too. So to get access to this part right here, you're gonna have to open up your trunk or your hatch, and you're gonna be removing this. Now, the reason why you're gonna be removing this is because there's one bolt that should be right around here. Basically, take a screwdriver, and it already has like little holes, so just insert the screwdriver, push it in a little bit, and then just go like this until that pops out. Okay, you're gonna do it on both, just like that, and you just pull, and then you're just gonna loosen the two bolts which are in here, 1 and 2, just remove both of them. Oh, this is tiring. This bolt is super long, so your arm's gonna be tired. Off to the next one. Now we're gonna take off these two. These, however, we don't necessarily have to take off. We can just leave them on because we don't need to take this whole thing completely off. So just pry these two guys out. Use a flathead screwdriver. It may be tricky, but just pry it off just like that. The other one, like so. And the easiest way that I saw was people grabbing it from here, if you can get a hold of it, and just take it off like that. Okay? So this piece comes off, and there's another piece right here. I'll just take this off. Okay, so now it's just hanging like that, and that's good. That's perfectly fine. Like I said, you don't have to take this whole thing off. This is the light that we're gonna be taking off. So it's just two of these, and then if you go in here, there is a, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's this guy. So one tip for taking this off, make sure you catch it or you use a magnetic socket. In this case, I don't have a magnetic one, so I'm just gonna be really careful not to drop this, because once you drop this, it's going to be a pain in the ass fishing this out of the frame of your hatch. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew this. It's an 8mm bolt. Just unscrew it enough so that you can unscrew it by hand so that this doesn't fall. All right. So we're gonna set that down, and now this wire has to come off. So all you have to do, just pull this off, just like this. This black thing, you can just slide off, just like that. Once you slide it off, you can just pull this. Okay, so now these wires are disconnected. Grab the 8mm. Now you're gonna take these two off. These are very short screws, okay? Take this off. All this background noise.
If you don't live in a highway, that would be...
Yeah, that would be a lot helpful. So we basically got everything off now. So you're just gonna push this up, just like that. That's how you remove this part. Alright. Now, if you guys want to do a comparison, this is the stock, this is the aftermarket. Obviously, this is tinted a little bit, whereas this is not tinted. And the reason why this is an orange light is because this is part of the turn signal. So we're going to go ahead and install this. First thing I do is I fish the wires through here, which I'll show you. And for some reason, this has an on and off switch. You're obviously going to want to turn this on. So turn that to the on position. And you're going to fish the wires through the square, just like this. Now that the wires are in, you can then connect this cable to this cable. It only goes one way. Just connect it together until it clicks into place. So we're not done here yet, because if you look over here on the other side, this yellow wire connects to this long black wire, which then connects to your main taillight right here, to another yellow wire. That's the sequential part. So since we didn't do the main taillight yet, take this off. It's just these two, 1 and 2. You can either use a Phillips head screwdriver or an 8mm socket. Now that you remove the 2 screws or the 2 bolts, you can now pull this off and just be gentle, because there are clips. Just like that. So this is the inside of your taillights. What I like to do is I like to label these. I grab some tape. Whatever is directly behind the light bulb, I label whatever it is. I'm simply just gonna take them off out of their socket by just twisting to the left, just like that. This is obviously the turn signal. Then this one right here, you just squeeze. Then this right here, again, twist to the left. This is the, this is the brake light. Then if we go over here, again, twist it off. This is the reverse light. And now you have everything off. You may notice that there's something holding the wire harnesses in, and it's this guy right here. So all you got to do with this, there you go. So just squeeze these 2 ends together to compress it, and then you pull it. That's how you take off your taillight. Make sure somebody's holding the taillight. In this case, I was holding it with my leg. This is obviously your stock taillight. So the pre-existing bulbs, you're gonna have to take off. And to take them off, you just pull them. By the way, all these bulbs are from LASFIT. These are really nice bulbs. And if you want any of the products from LASFIT, you can simply just click on the link below. Use my code CTFK7 for 10% off. So make sure you label your wires. I thought I knew it because I did the other ones, but I was wrong. My mistake. So label these wires. I put an H right here because this is your turn signal. I put H because I put in hazard for some reason. So this is your turn signal. So it's going to connect to this yellow and black wire. Your reverse light right here, it's going to be connected to this blue and black wire, just like that. Okay. This is the power. This is the only wire that doesn't have an existing light bulb connection. So that's why I put a P. And then obviously this B right here is the brake light, which is connected to the red wire. Now before you install anything back on, you're gonna want to make sure that all of your lights are working. So the left reverse light does not work. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna switch this. Since we know this is the reverse light, since it has an R, you can just pull the bulb out and flip it, just like that. Put it in and test it out again. So it's still not working. It's not working. So I finally got the reverse light to work. I'm afraid to take this off, but the terminal wasn't quite hitting the other metal part, so like they weren't really contacting each other. I had to like adjust it. That way when I plug this in, it's going to like stick together with the metal. So I finally got it to work, both of them. Now that we know that all of the lights are now working, so we're gonna take this black cable. It's a really long cable. Simply just connect them like this. Push it in all the way. Then you're gonna take the other end, your main tail light. You're gonna connect the yellow right here. Just like that. And once it's connected, you can go ahead and test it out again. You want to make sure that you put these inside, because as you can see there's like holes and stuff right here. So put this all in there. Turn to the right to lock. And you're going to do this to all of the bulbs. Okay, just like that. Alright, so now that they're all locked, you can go ahead and put the taillight back on. Again, the yellow wire has to be outside, just like that. So you're gonna line the holes, push it in. Alright, and then you're gonna take your two little screws, screw that in. Alright, so the taillight is now completely in. So now the next part is somehow we're gonna have to hide this wire. So I basically just took this weather stripping off because it's a lot easier in my opinion. So just take it off and fish the wire in. Alright, this is about the middle, so push this in. Usually people would take this part right here and then run the wire through here, but what I'm gonna do is, since this is gonna be covered anyway, I'm gonna be taping this because this plastic cover is gonna be covering the whole thing anyway, so it doesn't really matter whether or not if I put it in there. It's just gonna create more work, because if we put it in here, we're gonna have to fish the wire inside of this all the way here. So there's really no point. So I'm just gonna tape this onto the metal part. All right guys, so now we get to the top. So as you can see right here, let me just take this off. So you're gonna get your little black clip from earlier, okay? And then you're gonna slide it in here. You see how there's like a little thing so that you can slide this back on? So slide it in, just like that. You're gonna be inserting this right here. So just push it in, just like that. So this one we didn't even tighten yet, so we wanna make sure that we tighten this before we do anything else. This is the most crucial part. You don't wanna mess this up, guys. You don't wanna drop this in here. So just take your hand and start tightening it. All right, now that it's on, we can now take our socket wrench and start tightening. Go ahead and tighten these right here. So So now you have all this extra wire hanging out. What you're gonna be doing is I'm just gonna shove them all in here. This hole. Just like that. And you can zip tie them together. In this case, I'm just gonna tape it. Because what's the point of having this all nice and neat if it's just gonna be covered up anyways? So I don't really care, honestly. Just like that. Okay. All right, guys, so this is what it looks like all taped up. As you can see, I try my best not to like go past any of these parts right here. Otherwise, it'll show through this black cover. But for the most part, everything is hidden. I even taped this up. It's a good thing that the tape kind of matches the paint. So that's pretty good. And I made sure not to cover any of these holes because these holes are what's holding on the plastic piece in place. So you want to make sure that you don't cover it up. But yeah, I'm pretty much done. Everything works. Even the reverse light, the tail light, and the top part works. So I'm gonna put this cover back on, and yeah, after that we're done. We've got the plastic cover back on. So now what's left to do is your two 10mm for each door handle. Once we put the bolts back on, you're gonna get your handles. There you go. Just pop them back in place just like that. Don't forget these two little plastic clippy thingies. So I put them back on. Get your other handle. Can never tell. Oh, it goes like this. All right, just pop them back in place. Just like that. Okay, so we are now completely done. We're gonna close this. Now it looks like that. Oh my God, it looks really good. So this is what the taillights look like after sunset. It really looks nice on the car. I'm really happy that I got these taillights for the Type R. Whew, look at that. No more of that crab claw taillight. Now, I'm not saying that I don't like the stock taillight, but this aftermarket taillight, oh man, look at that. So happy that I got this. It really makes the car stand out even more because of these unique taillights. And the best thing about this, oh, I left some tape right here. Look at that. It's a good thing that this tape, blue painter's tape, is almost the same color as the Type R. I just noticed that. But Ultimate Motorsports, you can get my side markers, my mirror covers, and these tail lights. Use my link down below. Use my code CTFK7 if you want to get a discount. Because as you can see, I also have the smoked tail lights, or the smoked side markers on the Type R. It's also sequential. I used to have clear ones, but I opted for the smoked out look. So look at this. Now, my next plan for this car is probably make the headlights sequential as well as the side mirror sequential as well. But that's going to be in the future. But for now, look at these side markers. And then look over here in the back. Look at these taillights. Woo-wee! Wow. So when I'm turning or when I put my hazards on, this is what everybody's gonna see. Sequential turn signals. It's the little things that make me happy, but these taillights are absolutely worth it. And the best part about it is it's not that hard to install. Look at that sequential. Wow. And then this is what the car looks like when the lights are turned off, just the daytime running lights. So got the black side marker right there, black door handles, as well as these blacked out tail lights. You can still kind of see it, but it's like tinted really dark. Well, not that dark, but you can still see it. This is what the tail light looks like in complete darkness. Honestly, it's not too bright. It's just the correct amount of brightness, so it's not blinding the people that are behind you. So I'm standing right behind it, and like I said, it's not even bright. But if we were to compare these turn signals to these ones up front, I would say they're about the same brightness. None of it's too bright. And obviously we're not getting any of the hyper flashing. And just in case you guys are wondering, this is what the taillights look like with the reverse lights turned on. So it's just like that. Anyways guys, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below what you guys think of this video, and if you want to see more 10th gen Honda Civic videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because I do make 10th gen Honda Civic content every week. Also, if you're interested in this product or any of the LASFIT products that I showed you earlier, I'll be linking it down below in the description. Again, LASFIT is doing a sale until August 31st. Use my code CTFK715. If it is after August 31st, use my code CTFK7 for 10% off. Again, thank you guys for watching. This is Time FK7, and peace out.